Taliban denies two leaders are dead after going missing from public view. This was a headline in New York Post just a couple of days ago. It was all about the fight for supremacy or superiority and leadership. And to be a leader, one got to be strong, mighty, and fighting. Nobody wants a weak, vulnerable person in leadership, at least there. In a world so crazy for power and prestige, like this, imagine someone asking you to go easy and vulnerable. Can you handle it? The disciples of Jesus saw opportunities for position and power because they were part of Jesus' movement. Now, who has the favor of the master so that he could have the leadership and exercise the power and have the status? That's what they were discussing, though they did not want to admit that to Jesus openly. Jesus, knowing this, got them to him and started to teach them and told them something which they least expected. He told them, if anyone wants to be the first, he must be the servant of all. Anyone who wants to be the leader got to get on his knees and be at the service of all. Quite contrary to what the world teaches. A disciple of Jesus is to be vulnerable, like a little child, not strong and mighty, but vulnerable, like a little child. They didn't understand it. And no wonder they did not. Until after the death and resurrection of Jesus, that's when they understood what Jesus was teaching them. Because the disciples saw the vulnerability of God manifested in Jesus Christ, and because of Jesus' obedience to God the Father, even to the point of his death, the Father raised him and gave him the glory of life. And any disciple of Jesus Christ also is to follow the same path, going after Jesus in the same path of being obedient to the Father, to be at the service of others, to be vulnerable to the persecutions and anything the world would throw at you because of the word of God. And after your submission to God and preparedness to be vulnerable, God will reward you with the glory of life. Now recollect in your own experience? Isn't it when you were at the service of others that you had the admiration of other people? Isn't it when you were feeling vulnerable that God's grace abounded in your life? In our lowliness, we human beings can relate better with others and with God. So nothing can be as great as a life of service. Let's keep reminding ourselves of this and be good disciples of Christ Jesus.